wheel myself over here. We live? Live? 14 seconds live. What? Sounds like a big lie, actually. But apparently, well, hold on. Of course, nothing but issues. One second. Here we go. Yeah, let's kill the lag. Let's get that going. Slide over here into my other world. So, I know, I missed the daily. Yeah. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. I like the daily. That's my, that's my favorite time. But if you miss it, you miss it, and it is what it is. You know, you gotta power through. You gotta power through. And that's what we do. We power through. All right, so, yeah. I just want to make sure this is right because something looks extremely wrong. Of course, you know, the setup. Talk about it all the time. The setup's going to be amazing one day. Amazing. All right. Until then, it is what it is. All right. So, I was going. Oh, there it is. There's the lag. All right. Well, then, we'll talk for a second. We'll talk. No big deal. So I was going through a few things over the last few days, mostly about range, sideways, breakout plays, retest strategies, theory behind it, yada, 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 all that good stuff. We always talk about support resistance, historical levels. We use MAs. I like patterns, so I look at patterns a lot. All that good stuff. So went down and created a bit of a list of potentials. Right, and we like potentials. So I spotted this earlier. Just taking a look at just what was shaking in the market right over the last day. And I saw this fuel over here, and I liked it. So if you look at most of these, a lot of them had major retraces or pullbacks. You know what I mean? 81, 82, 95. Like, these are all pretty rough. But I noticed one that was approaching just 30, right? This guy right here. So fuel, BTC, 20% up. Remember the 30% pullback. This is respectable. Now I can open the chart and take a look. I got good trend here from the 1, the 4, the 6, and the 12, all showing a strong uptrend. Sideways, slightly bullish on the short time frames, right? 5, 15, 30. So these aren't dark green. If they were light green or even dark pink, I'd be like, all right, we're definitely in a pullback, even without ever opening the chart. But daily hasn't crossed yet, so this shows me we're still sideways. So this is like one of the indications where I can get the idea before I ever open the chart. Are we in like a range? Are we in this long accumulation consolidation period? And I charted this and I charted it. I just noted the range the other day. And it was 111 days, right? So that's a long time. It's a long time to be in range. And what is this? Why are you? I don't know. Hold on. Hold your horses. Nothing but problems over here, as always. Okay, I don't know. Something is happening with the other computer. We're just gonna let that ride and deal with the problems. So anyway, sideways is good. It's good for us because it gives us an opportunity to accumulate. If you're a range trader, it's exactly what you want, right? You get into this ranged out area where you could play, upper and lower range. Now, when I did all of these, I tried to explain it, but when I did it, it was just a very quick glance. Let me, put this up, and, when I get back on the chart, I'll fine tune it, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just simply going to clean this up so that it seems to make more sense. This way you get a much better idea on what you're looking at when you're looking at range. Now, this particular range could be divided into two ranges, like this lower half under here. Let's say we did something like this lower half range down here, right? And then this break, right? And then this slightly higher upper half. But I'm going to do the whole deal as range. And I'm going to start it back here where we first found support on the leg down. So it's a little bit higher than a typical range where you might want to bring this down all the way down to here because you could see it's a fail, a fail, a fail, a fail. I mean, we could do that. That's okay. Let's do that. All right. That might make more sense. So it's a little bit more clear now. So we came down, we found support. Came back down again, we found support, and then we pushed up. Failed to make a higher high. Then it's ended up just being a retrace from the larger move. Pushed back down a little further. Found support again. Another quick push up, and then down. And then when we hit this down on support, we haven't gone much lower. Okay? So then we could clearly see the bottom area of the range has been tested many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we're not going to count that. Even though it's close, we're not going to count it. Now, the upside to the range has been used as support. This whole leg over here was all support. Previously, when the range was higher, it was this whole leg. But it's fine. This is a better look anyway. So we're going to keep this. Found support, right, all throughout here. Attempted to break through it, but failed. Right, this is mostly a fail. You see that slate line, the gray one right here? Right, that slate is that's the 100-day moving average, right? So that's probably what ended up smashing this guy down. Came back down, tested support again for a little while, tried to push out again and tried to push out again. Both times failed, both times very close again to the same 100-day. Pushed back down again a little while. Made one more attempt. This time broke through on first test of the 100 MA, right? Gave it all right back. We did close above it for one day, gave it all right back because this time we failed on the 200. So now what's different? What's different between all these attempts is a few things. One, we've broken up, closed above range, came back down. So a bit of a fail here, right? And then we pushed back up. Both times now we have support from our 200. So the 200 and the 100 are both acting as support. This gives me more confidence in the play, right? In the trade itself, overall, more confidence, right? This is like one of those things you would tick off your trading plan, right? Off the checklist, you'd say, like, do I have support from the 200? Check. do I have support at the 100? Yeah. Check. Sorry, when it's quiet in here, I just talk to myself. All right, I should probably scope out. Is that it? Oh, Saint! Yo, brother, what's up? Bought ONG yesterday. There is a finance competition that starts today with ONG, so I think it will pamp. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that one. Yeah, we'll check out with OMG or ONG. ONG. Okay, yeah. We'll scope that in just 1 minute. ONG, I gotta give myself a here. I'm gonna put a note up for you, Saint. Don't forget. All right. So finding support like this is really good, right? Now the way I do MAs, right? This is an 8. This is a 13. So blue, orange, green, brown. These are fiber colors, so don't get me started on that. But blue, orange, green, brown, slate, white. So 8, 13, 21, 55, 100, 200. And I'll play around with those a little bit. But here's the deal. One, you got support on the 8, right? 8 is one of those very close, MAs where you could use an EMA. On my other charts, I'll use like a 7 or an 8 EMA. But anyway, the idea is support on those is always good, right? We've crosses over the other way, you know, you go short, whatever the case may be. So we already have support on that. That's great. 13 is also good, right? This is a little bit further distance. You got a little bit more slack behind it. It's a little bit more lagging, but it does give you indication that, you know, if you have support and they're in a row, right? They're where they're supposed to be in order, then you're good. Now, right here, you had a convergence point where you crossed over, right? The 13 crossed over the 21 crossed over the 55. All of them crossed over the 100. So this is all good, right? We love all of this. Now this right here, this mark, this cross, this is the 8 crossing over the 200. That's big. That's a big time move. And then you have the 13 as well following suit. So here's what we got. We have a push out of resistance. We don't have the retest that I would like, right? This to me is a fail. We failed through trying to check previous structure highs right here as we come down. We found support not only on the 8, but also previous structure highs. When we pushed back up, we had 2 real good moves. Now, this is what we like to see. Volume up, good push out of range, right? Out of range and previous structure highs. So you took this out and you took the historicals all out, right? Within a few candles, 2 candles. One really did all the work. Now, what are we looking at? Right, we're looking at this big push up and we come down. Now, this is good over here. Typically, I want this to hit range to give us a better indication that we've properly retested support. And I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet. Okay, we may come back down and scope that out. But for now, let's take a look at what we have here. So that's what I like as far as this particular move. So now I'm okay, and I want to see first how this coin reacts. Right? I want to see what kind of support did it find on this big move up. And it found it right here in the 618. So the 618 is where it found support. Found support. It pushed on a little bit towards the 709, but really it came up. 618 was where it found the body support. Pushed up to the 5, and from the 5 it sprung up. Okay, that's cool. So now let's take that bottom, right, this zone right here, that was our bottom leg, that was our 618 pushback, right, and let's test this level right here. And let's see where we're at on that move. So this move right here is we pushed all the way up to this candle, and we dropped back down. This is our retrace right here, right? We pushed to 618. Was our main the double stab right here, right? Two candle wicks down. Now the bodies itself, they were hovered more around the 5. So it's the same situation. 618 and the 5. 618 and the 5. Okay, no problem. So if we already hit the 618 and the 5, last time we found support off the 5 before the big push. This time, sort of the same thing. Found support around the 5, had a big push up to the 236, except that it found 236 to be too much. Now it's sitting on the 382, and we're saying, all right, well, what's next? So if we stuck with our original plan and said, all right, well, if we were going to trade this, and let's say that we did buy, and we're in this trade, and let's say we bought at the 618, what are we reasonably looking to get out of the trade? That's something that you want to know ahead of time, right? So if we set our targets up, we'd say, all right, well, the 618, or the 1618, I'm sorry, is probably our first line right here. This is the first target that we're shooting for outside of like a 1-to-1, right? So outside of, or outside of a full retreat back from the pullback. Besides getting right back to the 323 zone, we'd like to see somewhere around the 348 zone. So this is where we're at right now, and I'm cool with this. It doesn't have the, I don't know what the right word is. It doesn't seem to have the same momentum or the same power that these other ones did in the last, 2 weeks or so. This one seems to be, it really wanted to, and then it fell back. And this pullback is good, I like the pullback. And then the next volume bar up, you know, not as strong as this one, and that's the one that broke previous highs. So, you know, I'm a little on the fence about this. I'm always on the fence for low market cap coins, period, just because they're riskier to begin with, lower volume, lower liquidity, the whole 9 yards. So that's always got me thinking 2 times about it. So I'm going to monitor this one. You know, and if we do find a reaction in this zone right now, we're sitting on that 382. So if we do find support and it seems good, volume come back up, then, you know, it's possible. It could be a good play there. Let's see, RSI came back. So this is a swing failure. So on the daily, right, we would do something like this. Right, that right there is a swing failure. So what you do is you look at the low from before it went back up, and you mark that line, and this is the level you're looking for. So if RSI crosses this line, right, then you're looking like that trade's over, or at least it's exhausted for now. Swing failure, you go ahead and you sell. That's the conservative play. The aggressive play is the second you reverse course back down and you fail to make a higher high, your aggressive play right here, you would have been out of the trade. All right, if you were in it, you were out right here. All right, but overall, we're still, you know, we're still trending up. This is not bad by any means. You know, we're doing something like this. This is okay. This is good. We could take a look at any type of divergence here. And yeah, we have divergence right here. So as far as this high, right, we had a higher high, right, for a price. And we got a lower high for RSI. So it's a bearish divergence. So you would expect, you know, the next few moves to be down, which is what we're getting right here. All right. So something to consider, something to keep an eye on. You know, I'm going to monitor it, but I'm not going to actively do anything with it just yet. So that's what I got for fuel and ONG. So let's take a look for seeing ONG BTC. ONG. Yeah, BTC. Perfect. All right. Sunil, please review Wabi. All right, we'll take a look at Wabi. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man, no worries. Lots of volume on ONG according to your new volume indicator. Okay, very good. Don't you think fuel will retest the top of the brown box? Well, that's the thing. It may. Snow, what's up? Snow. It may. All right, so hold on. Let's go back to fuel. Don't worry, Saint. We're coming back to it. So that's the thing about this particular move right here. If we are going to come all the way back down, right, to the box, to this area, that would make the most sense. However, this level right here that we already hit is so close, right, that sometimes you have to be willing to, you know, move your things around a little bit. When you're trading, you have to be flexible and you have to be able to, adjust on the fly to market conditions and what the chart is telling you. Do I want it to test the box? Yeah, because I like playing breakout plays. But it doesn't matter what I want. You know what I mean? It matters what the chart is telling me. And the chart this time has support with the 200 and has a crossover from the 8 and the 13, which is nice. Secondary confluence coming in, right? The other thing is the bigger push, this big push here, this is the breakout play, right? The breakout play was retested right here. Now it came down to this level here, which is low, but it's previous structures, right? Previous structure high, previous structure low. So this is a flip from resistance to support, back to support, right? So you have to be willing to look at those things and say, well, you know, I'm within, let's see, this is 255, and we came down to 259. So plus 4 sats. I mean, you have to be okay with that. I would imagine that this particular move down here, right? If we're not going to continue this trade, then we would come back down and find support on this previous structure. Okay? Right? This zone, the body high. All right? And if that doesn't hold, right, you're going down a little bit more and you're probably going to retest this area right here. And those two tests will both happen before you ever get back to range. The thing is, this is one move. This is the second move. So we're already on the second move. So as far as trend is concerned, right, you would already do this. Right? That's your trend. So because you already have your trend, now you have multiple areas of support. Right? You got your first touch, you got your second anchor, and then you have your confluence, right? Your verification, or at least something to solidify that a trend is a trend. So your confirmation anchor or your third touch is going to be what verifies that that trend is a legitimate trend, within reason. So not only do you have all of these other things, the MAs, and then you have previous structure, all that going for you, you also have the previous pump, which was already here. And if I were to draw my range down here, let's just say, range is a personal thing, right? So you have to, it's a visual thing, but it does meet some criteria. Majority of the trading needs to happen within range, and that'll sort of dictate what range is. But if I were to consider this a false breakout, which I can, and if I were to consider this a false breakout, which I can, then I could bring my range actually all the way down to, well, probably the top of these bodies right here, right? Because this is actual trading. Where this is, as soon as you see a candle that goes up and you give it all right back, it's like a false breakout. Now, this candle went all the way up and we only gave half or a third back, so not a false breakout. But then the next day, we gave almost all of it back. So, yet within reason, right? So if this were my range here, then we did have a proper retest. We pushed up, we closed above, we came down, we tested, we found support, bang, here's your next move, right? So, you could do range, whatever works for you. For me, personally, at least on this chart, with this coin, my range is going to be up here. Technically, this is probably a false breakout, and this is probably a false breakout. Or at least close to, it's actual trading. It took you 2 days to lose it, which is what happened right here. 2 days to lose it. And then your next moves were continuing down. It's a great question. That's why I said, I'll monitor this. I'm not going all in. I'm not buying what could have been bought at the 618. I need to watch this. If it's gonna make moves, then I don't mind getting in and buying a pullback off the 618, right? And I could play up to the 2618. So I'm fine with that. I don't need to take a riskier trade when the next trade can net me 20%, right? I'm okay with that. Plus I have confluence over here, right, on previous structure highs and all that good jazz. I hope that helps. All right. Anyway, back to ONG, because Saint said he's seen some things. What'd you, Saint? Saint, is this what you're making me look at here? We got like a day of trading history. Saint, what are you doing? Marcos, what's up, man? Josh, what's happening? Is it better to buy on next touch of the line or on top of brown box? What is most likely to happen? No, well, like I said, man, I'm not doing anything with that trade. I'm just watching it. That's all. I wouldn't recommend anybody take that trade at all. If you want to trade it, you have to decide what kind of confluence you think you have and how much you actually want to risk on it. But personally, I don't think the next move is back down to that box. But if market conditions change, you know, and let's say like Bitcoin dumps, then not much is going to hold that thing up. Like I said, I didn't like the volume that it came down. That second pump, the volume was a lot lower than the original pump, which is okay if you at least had confidence in the next candles, but the next candles were down, right? So, you know, I'm not loving it. There, let me put it to you this way: there's probably a dozen other trades out there that are far better. How about that? All right. Anyway, let's move on here. So, ONG. This is forced on me, by the way, by Saint. So we're literally looking at a chart that has 26 days, Saint. 26 days. We can't do this. Hold on. Hold on here. Okay. Okay. Far better. What's the deal? Why is there no history for Bitcoin? Oh, that's on. Yeah. No, that's ONT. I'm sorry. ONG. ETH? Tether? No. Adios mio. No. All right. Well, we'll have to do it. In Saint's honor, we're going to do it. So, what are we looking at? This is crazy. What are we looking at here? Okay, we're looking at a 46% candle. Okay. We're looking at a coin that was trying to die until somebody wouldn't leave it alone. Clear downtrend. Okay. Previous structure. Okay. When you could probably do the top too and see where that thing smashed. I mean, there's no confidence in the low here, but we could throw something up. All right. So we're not going to get much out of the daily, obviously, because there's just no history. We could potentially just see, you know, what's happening. Currently pulled back to the 50. We have no sense of anything over here. The retrace on here was just about to the 50 on the opposite end, and that's if we don't count listing, which is way up here. So if we did count listing, things would look a whole lot different. And the retrace wouldn't even be anywhere near the 236. And so far, this pullback is halfway up to the 236. Right, so really not much to do with that. So, Saint, you said that there's a contest going on? Got Saint's back. Yeah, ONT would have been nice to chart. Yeah, ONT would have been a lot better to chart. It actually has like history more than 6 hours ago, Saint. But that's fine. It's fine. We love you, Saint. You're part of the family. All right. Saint was saying something about, I don't know, some kind of contest or whatever. Massive volume came in on the pump, but now, we need more candles to work with here. So let's go down to the hourly. Let's kind of see what happened here. All right. So, hourly gives us, all right, so, this was the clear downtrend coming down. The way it looks like this coin operates, takes a bit of a deep dive, pulls back up, consistently making lower lows, another deep dive, sideways trading, pulls back up, so another big W, lower lows, another deep dive, comes back up, lower lows. Things been falling off a cliff since it got listed. So what we can look at is this area right here is a little bit interesting. And this area was a little interesting. So it actually kind of a little bit respected that horizontal, which is cool. Which is cool. This is slightly respected. I'm not going to put my aqua line on it, but I'll put like a daily, something like that. All right, so if we were doing anything with this course, we would want to take a look at where it found support and how it got there, right? So it was a consistent lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, pretty consistent. The actual reversal candle on the hourly, pretty substantial. Pretty substantial. You had just one tiny little thumbtack down and then a big push. Gave it all right back. So almost like a false breakout down. Big push. Now this candle here, you had massive trading just on the hourly, up 14% on one bar, and you left with 2% down. So a terrible candle, very pump and dumpy, not awesome. All right, but then we start making our moves. So if you discard the wicks here temporarily and just talk about the actual candle trading, right, it's fairly consistent. A little push up, sideways, a little push up, sideways, a little push up, big push, big give back. So that's your false breakout. And then a dump to go with it. So this is like, I'll teach you a lesson. If you continue with this little thing, we're cool. You try to do this on me, and no. Not only that, I'm gonna. It's like one step forward, two steps back. So I'm gonna knock you back even further. But then they got a little ballsy and said, "Nah, we can do this." They let them have half of it, right? So they had this big, massive candle all the way up here, and no, you get half, and then from there we go a little sideways. But this is okay. This we like to see. This is a good move right here. This is a good fall down, pull back, support, push up. So this is something that I'll measure. Now this is only on the hourly, mind you, but it at least gives us an indication of the psychology behind this pair. What traders are trading this pair, and what are they responding to? What are they actually doing? So 786. So this move right here, this big move up, and this big rounded pullback to the next big move up, which was a higher high, right, is a 786 pullback. So keep that in the back of your head. So now you have this big move over here and another pullback. So why don't we measure that one? Then we say, all right, well, here's our bottom, and we're going to go right to our top right here. Right? And we're going to check that pullback. That pullback respected the 709. So not quite the 706. Hit the 709 on the nose. All right, that's cool. So it's one of those coins. It's good. Came down, pull back here. Had a big push and a mega push, right? Mega, like mega push. So now we say, all right, let's scope that. So come up, come over. Let's take a measurement here. If my eyes would properly work. There we go. And our initial touch down was just before the 709, but mostly by the 618. We pushed back up again. Now this time we failed, and now we have support at the 709. All right, so we got a couple things here on the hourly chart. We got a swing failure. All right, this guy right here. That's your swing failure. All right, and you also have support at the 709, which was respected earlier on this particular coin. Now we do have another thing that I like to see, which is this right here. Okay. Volume down as price goes down. Volume down, price goes down. Exhaustion in trend. People are tired of the selling. They want to buy. Volume starts creeping up. Buy, buy, buy. Volume dies. Sell, sell, sell. So we're bouncing back. All right. Now we got convergence over here from the 813 and 21. They're all against us at the current moment. This is also on the hourly chart, so don't take it with too much. Yeah, don't take too much out of that. I'd like to say bull flag, but not really. And it's certainly not a bull pennant by any stretch. So I wouldn't do much with that. You could say like falling wedge, right? You could do that if you want. Get yourself a touch up top, touch down below, touch up top, touch down below. Look for a touch up top, break through, retest, and push, or fail, come down below, push further down, and now you're looking at 886 support, right? Or a full retrace back to 1, previous structure highs, and make it or break it time. You either keep it going or not. Now, if this is part of a contest, like Saint said, historically speaking, right, that'll be enough FA to keep people in. I don't know what the contest consists of. I would imagine if it's Binance, then it's, use the coin, trade the coin. Whoever trades the most coins will get, a gazillion of these coins, whatever the case may be. It's a way to generate interest on a particular coin. And this one, I'm kind of surprised because as far as trading pair is concerned, I mean, this is like got no history. This was dead on launch, right? It just died on launch. Now we've seen other coins do that before, so it's not like we're not used to this. But if you just launched February 16th, 2019, then you're out of the ICO craze. You know what I'm saying? That was 2017. 2 years later, you should have a good working project with good fundamentals and a good team by now. That if you're going to launch, you shouldn't be seen. I don't think you should be seen. That's just my opinion, but it is what it is. It's a different market today than it was back then. All right. So what do we got? Can't make it easy now. Yeah, contest started today. It's the largest volume traded on Binance yesterday. I'm riding it too. Will be interesting. BTC. All right, we'll take a look. XRP is about to touch the support line on the 4-hour. Got some decent volume. XRP pumps like crazy. If it does sooner or later, it's a long hold. BTT, USDT, BTC is going to have a breakout soon. TI Ed, what's happening, man? I don't know if I recognize you. So welcome to the show. All right, so what we're going to look at, BTC. Saint, I appreciate this. I really do. As a TA, this is my worst nightmare. A chart with like 5 candles on it. But I appreciate your awareness, and this could be very interesting. All jokes aside, if there is current FA, and this is the type of reaction you get out of it, then yeah, I mean, in all reality, you would expect to see this thing fully reverse course, make new higher highs, and be in price discovery, especially if it's something that's going to last quite a bit of time. I don't know how long the contest is. All right, so BTC. Vertcoin. All right, Vertcoin. Have we not looked at Vert? I guess not. All right, so let's take a look. Let's do this. Wow. All right. This thing's got some... See? Now this has got some history, Saint. This is on a weekly, buddy. 2014. Okay, so let's get some historicals on here. Let's see what we're dealing with. All right. Take our one support. We got some type of support here. We had reversal over here. We had double reversal like a Z cut through, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, I guess for now we'll put these. We might take those out. All right, that's fine. I want to take a look at a few things before we go too far here, and let's get this to this. That was a 236. Right, that one move came back to the 236. Let's take a look at this to this. Not to the 236, so the pullback here was far less. Just trying to gauge an idea on how this coin operates. So if we could dial that in, then moving forward, you know, we'll have a better idea on what's actually shaking here. So this particular pullback here, this key one. Now again, this is on the weekly chart, so this holds a little bit more weight than most. So just about the 886 on this move, this particular move here. That's a good pullback. And then this pullback obviously failed because we're way down there. Okay, so let's hit the daily up. As far as anything major in concern, structure seems to follow fairly well. Good move up, good pullback. Another push for a higher high. Swung down. Previous structure right here failed. So once you fail support, right, we'll call it, we'll make a happy medium. So once we fail support, push back down for a further low. Right, ended up making a little bit of a high here, so that's a higher low. Swung back down, lost all this support. Came back sideways for a minute. Trickled down until a further loss down here. Finding support on previous structure highs, only in this little zone right here. So nothing too crazy, but at least we do have some type of trading down there to give it a little bit of leg room. We had our cross up top over here. Right? Now your 55 200, which is this guy right here, that's your death cross. So your death cross came in, massive lows, and we are currently crossing our golden right here. So this golden cross literally just happened yesterday. Yeah. So Snow, that's a great find right there. That's a good looking, good find. All right, so as far as trends, clearly, obviously, we're in a downtrend here. Sideways for a little bit, not very long, much shorter than most. It's like 80, we'll call it like 80 days, give or take. This was a nicer period right here. All right, so we swung that. Was this not supposed to be on Bittrex? Well, we're here now. All right. Nice rounded bottom. I'm cool with that for sure. I like the big dip. This is good. Previous structure highs. This is an important level. We crossed over that, but then failed. Retested it again. Came back. This time shot through it. Smashed up. Had a bit of a reach over here. 61% candle. So mega candle. Broke down on historical, lost it, came back down, found support on previous consolidation range, which is this whole zone right here. So just quickly put like a little thing and another little thing, you know, something like that. Right, and then we could see just like that zone right here. So almost a cup and handle. In some regards, I guess it would have been a cup and handle. Didn't quite get the handle. And ended up pushing to make higher highs right here. So volume was good up on that spike. It was already exhausted before it finished. Came down, made lows. Volume settled out. Sideways range trade. Came back up. Volume has pumped. So now we have support from everybody. We're good there. We do have a loss in high, so a swing failure over here so far. Okay, so that's not great. Came back down. We're still trading higher than previous structure highs, so expect that this level needs to hold minimum before we do anything else. So let's take a look at just this move right here and see what we got going on. Okay, so when the move came up, now I'm just doing off just the bottom of the move, just from recent low. So recent low up to previous high. It gets us down to 786 here. Not quite the 886. It was kind of just right in between, though. So in between the 786 and 886 zone, 786's confluence on previous structure highs and a consolidation period from earlier. So all sideways trading there until we found a little bit of an attempt on the 618. It failed, came back down, pushed up through 618. Previous structure high, pushed it back down. Tried again, previous structure high failed. Tried for a third time, broke through, broke the 382, broke the 236, failed all three of those levels, all in one shot, gave it all right back. And now we're here again, and this time we finally cross over. We haven't closed, though. This is a daily chart, so we got plenty of time here. Yeah, we got like 18 hours to go before we close this candle, so it's anybody's guess just yet. What's the next play here? Currently, it's finding resistance on the 5, right? So we don't have too much to go by on this, except that this was a respected 786, which is good. Failed to make a higher high, so we do have to be cautious of the level that it's very close to right now. So I want to touch this at all until you've at least cleared the 5 and you're starting to trade at the 382. This level right here, once you break it, if you do on the south side, now you got to look for a new test back down to, not the ray, back down to the 786 zone. So if you do this, expect support at the 78 or some type of reaction. If you don't get the reaction there, then I mean, forget about it. You're going previous structures down to here or here, I'd imagine. If you found the 886, even the 886 wouldn't make any sense. So something like this ballpark. But this is your key level, right? You don't want to break that because you're already in a swing failure. You already have your swing at the lower high. So this right here is not good. It's not your standard pullback because of this. You want to respect previous structure highs. Now, if you don't respect previous structure highs at all, and we do this instead, then we find our low, we take our top, and we just see where we're currently at. We're currently sitting on about the 709. Right, well, we're sitting at the 5 of this move, right? But we hit as low as the 709 based off of this high. We pushed all the way down to the 709. Fibs within fibs. So if you were to do this, now this would have to disregard a lot of TA because you're disregarding all of the trading that happened up here. But if you just go by body closes, let's say you did this. All right. So if you were going to play that move right there, then you look for your handle back on a 382. Would be a shallow one. And of course you have this messing everything up. So this is wrong on a lot of levels. But we're going to do it just to show an example. So let's say 382. So if you were to mark down 382 right here, right, you're still breaking previous structure. Okay? Now you wouldn't want to go all the way up top, and you wouldn't want to go all the way up top here because you would need an actual cup and handle, and this is not an actual cup and handle. This is just an example to visually let you see, you know, a way that you can break these levels. Or if you just don't respect this level at all, that's fine too. You know, you don't have to respect it. This thing can still push back down a little bit further, come back to the 76, and then springboard up. You know, this is what you got going for you. You got a little bit more volume. You know, but the swing failures, yeah, it's a rough play. It's a rough play. All right, so We got long hole, VTC, XRP, BTT. BTC is going to have a breakout soon. There's a lot of selling coming in right now. Currently sitting at 38.46. It's currently in dump mode. And the sellers are selling pretty hard. I got a 100K sell, a 200K sell, a 220 sell, 282 sell, 150 sell, all in the 28.49, 28.40, 38.49 zone. All right, so anyway, let's see. O&G is the gas of O&T. Okay, well that makes sense. It was called gas. It was given the O&T holders, and people sold straight up. What's new? What up? Mark, what's going on? Could you check Strat? Poor Saint. Oh, man. Let's see. So Strat and Engine, and I did say Wabi, right? I was going to look at Wabi. Okay, we'll do a quick fire 3-chart Strat, Engine, Wabi, and then I got to go to bed. All right, so Strat. Let's take a look at Strat real quick. What? Stratus. BTC. Yeah, okay. I'm losing my mind. All right, so Stratus. What do we got? I'm going to make this super quick because I'm going to do Strat, Engine, and Wabi, and then that'll be a wrap for now. All right, so daily chart. We have Strat. We had our big move up, big push. Found support over at the 709. Confluence with the 100 DMA. Ended up pushing back up, lost it at the 382. We painted ourselves a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle broke sideways, which is boring, so this entire thing's invalidated. So let's get rid of it. More sideways action, not too much to look at. Maintaining support in between 786 and 886, but not really doing much of anything at the moment. Let's do that. All right, so maintaining that level, pushing down our low, we still have plenty of room here. So let's say we were going to do a simple trend line, just connecting these two lows. Okay, so currently finding support on our trend. So if we take a look at that, zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so support line right here was respected, not respected, broke through, retest, pushed up, now found respect, lost it again, found respect on historicals, came back up, pushed through, lost it, retest, and we're losing it right now. We're holding it, I should say. We're holding it right now. Now the white line here is the 200 daily moving average. And it is a heavy resistance. So if you notice, resistance, like, you know what I mean? Mega resistance. All right, so currently, I wouldn't be doing anything with this. I would be getting support, flip support, get it up over the 200, respect trend, and unfortunately, the next level you're looking for is just reclaiming the 618. Well, you got to reclaim. You don't have to reclaim that. You got to reclaim the 618. So that's the next move. That's the next push. From there, you know, clearly you want to get back to the 5. This is going to be a bit of a headache up here, but you do have a support line right here from this level. So you got support over at 2320. So if you do break it and get a little bounce, should give you enough motivation to get you up over there. All right, so that's Strat. What was it? Engine. Strat, Engine, and Wabi. I gotta write myself a Wabi note. All right, so ENJ. Not much change here. We still have our buy box. Currently down here. This was our first box. If we just respected the move, we thought that the move wouldn't get respected, and it didn't. So that's awesome. I'm trying to figure out where we got this. I don't remember where we got that. I guess the 1618. So that's this right here. So 1618 in confluence with, right? Still gives us the idea that it's a push down. Now we did actually kind of hit it, right? That's so that could be the move, and we're just in a stall out here. So it's just sideways. It's trying to figure things out, accumulate what it can before the big push. But I'm still cool with this. Overall, I'm good. This is a good trend. I'm not overly upset with this. I know it doesn't look great right now, but you got to look at the bigger picture. Right? The bigger picture is that this thing is making, all new highs. Price discovery already has done what do we got? It's already done 500, 600, 630%. It's pretty good. If it cools off a little bit, that's fine. Look at the cool off period here. Right, this thing did 115% and cooled off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days without having a decent candle. But really, this doesn't even count because the close on this one's lower than the high of your second candle. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of nothing before having another good move. So what are we on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Don't lose this trend. You lose this trend line, and that's not good. Let's get rid of this. Lose this trend line, right, and that's not good. Lose support on the 1618, that's not good. And you break any lower south than this previous support, previous structure high, then we got problems. Until then, don't worry about it. Everything seems to be going according to plan here. This is a straight up, almost a straight up bull flag, which is nice. It would be like this. Try to draw this so that I don't have to do that, but I do, so. All right, bull flag. Cool. There you go. Here's your super duper happy bull flag. All right. for all the engine fans out there, there's your bull flag. Don't worry about it. It looks okay. I'm not worried about it. If I'm not worried about it, then you shouldn't be worried. All right, Wobby. Wobby. I can't believe I remembered the look of this, but somebody asked for it a while ago, and I did remember. So how about that? Okay, so Wobby has been a play for quite some time. For whatever reason, we marked. We marked out this buy zone here. From earlier, even within range, that was probably the aggressive entry or the range trade entry for breakout. We got the breakout, pushed up, came back down a little bit. So if you were with me earlier tonight, oh man, I don't remember what we were looking at. I think it was fuel. And Kamir, right? Is he still here? It was here before. It was talking about, well, do you think it's going to come back? It was a very similar setup, right? This was much closer on the other example, but a very similar setup where you had a nice pullback, then you had the second move up, but we were like, this is too far. That doesn't count as a retest. So we'll put our buy box down here as a retest. We got it, which was great. Push this big leg up here, and then we came back down for the next move, right? So now we can mark, I guess, we can mark this next move down here, right, and do this right here. So now for Wabi, you're looking, oh, well, that's all wrong. Sorry. There we go. Oh my, stop doing that, dear Lord. One day, things are going to be good. I'm telling you, I can feel it in my bones. All right, let's try that again. Let's go back up top here and come back down to the bottom here, like so. Okay. Currently, we're finding support on the 618. It's not bad. It's not bad. We did lose the 8. Not good. We do still have the 13 in play, 21 and 55. 200's way down below, so that's cool. These pink lines that we have here, let's see what we did with that. Okay, that's our flip trend. Support, flipped, resistance, resistance, resistance. So it's not the most beautiful trend line. Do have a pink and a red one. I think the red one's mine and the pink was I don't remember who it was. Somebody on stream. They liked the pink one better, so we put the pink one up there too. All right. But yeah, so all in all, really not bad. The breakout play is fantastic from the symmetrical triangle, from range trading. It's all good. Sometimes we just got to be a little bit patient with this. We knew we were coming into resistance. We got historical coming up over here. So this, it's going to be a battle, right? You got historical previous structure highs. You have flip support resistance trend lines to deal with. And then you got this historical accumulation zone to deal with. So it's a lot. You know what I mean? We can't expect these to go straight up. But this is a relatively good play. I'm still okay with this. If I had this level and this level, I would still be okay with picking this up right here. Even though we're currently in a swing failure, so that should be noted that we do have this to contend with. All right, so swing failure. Now you're trading from here, so you're at previous lows you just found support on, so that's getting scary. Previous structure highs, you're looking all the way down here. All right, all the way down here. Back to range, basically. So, but I'm okay with this. I'm all right with this. This isn't too scary. Again, we'll monitor it like always, but I'm okay with it for now. All right, that is a wrap for now. Let's see. Stop loss in place. Good. Quick glance. BTT. All right, let's do it. If you got some time. BTT USDT. All right, let's take a look. All right, so, you giving me another chart with no history? Yes. We're going to put you on the wall with Saint. All right, I mean, there's nothing to look at here. Not a whole lot to see here. As far as levels, I mean, we respected this high. That's our ceiling. We got 2 levels to deal with there. You got a swing low to deal with here. Volume is garbage. Yeah, I mean, there's not much. This is doesn't look good. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's just like a big giant triangle. All right. Here's what we got. We got a symmetrical triangle on the daily chart. You have lost support of your 8, your 13, and your 21s. You've respected a channel and then broke it. So you lost support from your channel, tested it once as resistance, found resistance, got stopped out. Overall, you're at the apex of a very large symmetrical triangle that spans the history of the coin. And volume is consistently bad. So, because there's nothing to look at here, the only thing you could really go by is market sentiment or FA, because there's nothing to do with this. You can do this. You know, you take your low to your high and just see what kind of pullback we're on. We're trading above the 618. So we had temporary ping pong between the 236 and the 382. Found support at the 5. Haven't even tested the 618. So, I mean, I would say if you've already done all of this, you're probably going to test the 618. That would be my guess. And at that point, if you don't find support on the 618, you go to previous structure, which is this line right here. So, I would imagine, barring any great news or something unrelated, I would imagine you're coming down to here. That's all I got. But again, you can't TA a coin with no history. You can try. So this is my attempt. There you go. And as far as the pattern's concerned, it's already invalidated because you're at the apex. So even a breakout here really wouldn't even signify a retest. You could just break out low or you could break out high. Either way, there's not a lot of room. If you do break out to the north side, you're looking at testing the 5 right away. You break out to the south side, you're looking at testing the 618 either way. So this range right here is not very big. But I'd imagine that I would imagine it's going down. There's nothing here that's bullish. There's nothing that says this should go up for any reason other than maybe the RSI is curling a bit, but it's still under 50. And like, there's nothing going on here. This is all I got. All right, sorry. It's not a whole lot to look at. I am sorry. It's a weak chart. It is a weak chart. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because there's just not a lot of history. So, we can't really see how the coin reacts. It hasn't gone through a cycle yet. We can measure a pullback here, but I don't like using the first couple candles anyway because it's mostly emotional. It's less trading, listing dumps, that type of thing. So, miners selling the first batch, people selling airdrop. These first couple candles are like pure garbage. Then you find a level, you know what I mean? So this is all like, this must have been hype. They launched it and it was just hype. And then at some point people were like, wow, this ain't going to last forever. I got to cash in on my 300% profit and sell. And they did. You know, so they sold, and they got themselves to this level here. And once it started dumping a little lower, somebody came in and said, "Well, I got big pockets. I'll buy it." So they bought it and said, "Well, I'm stopping at 10,000. I'm not going any higher than that." Momentum brought it to 183, and then from there was sell. So this dude who bought it for you, dumped it on you, dropped it back down here. Market said, "All right, we'll come back in. We'll buy it. No problem. We'll bring it back up." But everybody's still selling at 183. Push back down a little bit, and then you repeat the process, right? So it's like a very slow, wavy dump until your 8,300 level breaks. And now you got a problem. So now you're 8,300 down to whatever this level is, 7,300. So you're trading within 1,000 sats for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for 15 days. Right? And you're consistently getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Now you found some support here, a little sideways trading for about 6 days. So that's the only promising thing going for it. But in all reality, the only historical level that would make any sense would be this low, the swing low here, and possibly your list high, just as a psychological it's a perfect 6,000. And so a psychological 6,000 barrier is probably the only thing this chart has going for it. Like I said, the pattern's already invalidated. So it's like even if you spill out of here sideways, it's like whatever. It wouldn't make any difference. If this thing were to push like through the moon in the next candle, you could never TA that. You would there's no way to even justify that. You do have less volume, which typically is good within context. The only problem is it's the life of the coin has less volume. So typically, let's say everything we're looking at now is in context of like a 2-year chart, right? And be like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And you say, well, why the hell is this good? Well, because we're going down, right? And volume's going down. So people are getting less interested in selling it. So, marks for a reversal, right? But you can't say that when it's the life of the coin is going down. There's no cycle here. It's just there's less and less and less interest in the entire life cycle, let alone one move within context of a much larger chart. I hope that makes sense. All right, well, anyway, now that I've thoroughly confused everybody, it's definitely time for bed. Thanks for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I always have a good time. I did miss the daily candle. It's unfortunate, so I was able to score a little bit of time tonight, at least nighttime for me, and just at least go over a few charts. All right, so I'll see you guys on the exchanges. Happy trading. Stay safe. You know all the deals. All right, later.